So I have a quick question for you today. Who are you? I'm Jody Myers and this is Morning Thoughts Cafe. What are 5 words that you would use to describe who you are? At one point for me, that could have been skater, mother, wife, chef, gardener, phlebotomist, student, teacher. So what are 5 words that you would use to describe who you are? What I learned is that the words that I just mentioned to you were actually roles that I filled, and hobbies that I enjoyed, but they weren't who I was. They described what I did. All right? When your identity is defined by what you do rather than who you are, then you spend your life trying to measure up, searching for significance and purpose and value in what you do and how you perceive others see you that way. In fact, we can even feel threatened by others in those same roles when we perceive that they may be performing them better than we are, or in a way that's different and more effective than we are. And that can leave some pretty big chunks in our self-image. So, even though we can appear confident on the outside, any threat to our ability to perform those roles threatens our sense of value and reveals cracks or weaknesses in this image that we've tried to create. But there is an answer, and I'm so grateful that that I've learned this. Although it's something I'm always working on for sure, because of all those voices out there, questioning my value, questioning who I am and my significance. But what I've discovered is that as you spend time with the Father, seeking His presence, seeking His heart, seeking His face, through worship, meditating in His Word, through gratitude, ask Him to show you who He sees, who He says you are. Ask Him to show you how He sees you. What words does He use to describe you? You know, I believe with my whole heart, if you take some quiet time and you really zero in and focus on this, maybe you have to set aside a few minutes each day for several days before you really start to formulate a sense of really hearing this. But you're going to hear words like precious and beloved and treasure and my child and daughter. And as you hear these words, as they come to you, I really want to encourage you to write them down and then review them as often as possible. I have them on my bathroom mirror. I have them written in a journal. You know, I want to see those each and every day so that they remind me of who I am, not what I do. So as you as you ask Him to do this, what's going to happen is the root of your identity begins to change and transform, and you begin to stop striving and performing for a sense of value. Let me say all that again. As you spend time seeking the Father's heart, and you receive these words from Him about who He says you are, how He sees you, what happens is the root of your identity begins to change, and you stop striving and performing for that sense of value. And instead, you can simply rest in His love and rest in the confidence of knowing who you are, knowing who He says you are, because nothing else matters. In fact, you'll learn to simply receive the love and affection of a doting Heavenly Father, and you'll stop trying to earn your value, and then just rest in the confidence of knowing that you're His, that you're fully loved and fully accepted simply because you're His. Yeah, fully loved, fully accepted simply because you are, and you're His. So I just want to encourage you to take some time today, some quiet time, and ask Him to show you how He sees you. Ask Him what words He uses to describe you, and then write them down, like I said, as they come. The more you do this, the more you'll begin to see yourself and Him through different eyes, and that'll change the filter that you see the whole world around you, and your interaction with others will also begin to change. His affection for you will begin to flow from that place of resting in His love. So I just want to leave you this one thing. Just remember, you are not defined by what you do. You're defined by who you are, by whose you are. You're not defined by what you do. You're defined by who you are and whose you are. So this is Jody Myers. Thanks so much for tuning in today, helping you get unstuck and back on the path to your dreams.